Hello, my powerful self-improving friends. This is Jen Goddard, and today I've got a unique video for you on tapping, and we're going to tap on something I think that's really important. Sometimes when we look at the area of forgiveness, we don't really want to forgive. When you think about when you were a kid and someone told you to forgive, you need to forgive that person. It doesn't feel right. So the tapping that we're going to be doing today is working on dealing with what we need to do before tapping, or what we need to do before we actually can forgive and process some of those emotions. So today is going to be what's called a reversal tapping. So we're going to be reversal tapping on the issue of forgiveness so we can get down and deep and down and dirty and get this cleaned up and clean this out. So I want you to think about something outside of you, somebody you need to forgive, or somebody you think you should forgive, or a situation you want to forgive, and just put your focus on that. And we're going to start that tapping. So as always, take personal and emotional responsibility for your own well-being, and let's get to some tapping. So start on the side of your hand, and then you're just going to repeat after me. Even though I really don't want to forgive, what they did was unjust, and it really makes me mad. I choose to accept how I feel, even though it feels like honoring myself by not forgiving them. I accept how I feel, even though I really don't want to forgive. Not forgiving makes me feel powerful, gives me a sense of control. And I feel like if I'm forgiving, then I'm letting them get away with it. And I've got to work through this. On the inside of the eyebrow, I don't want to forgive them. You can't make me forgive them. Don't you know what they said to me or did to me? Forget them. I'm not forgiving them. They really hurt me. They humiliated me. They stole from me. They harmed myself, others, society. I don't want to forgive them. How will they know to change if I forgive them? It doesn't seem right to forgive them. It seems like I'm letting them off the hook. And I don't want to do it. Take a deep breath. Now, if you are holding this space or holding this energy and you're feeling that way, of course you're not going to want to forgive. It feels like you're dishonoring yourself by forgiving. So what we have to do is forgiveness becomes a natural byproduct when we allow ourselves to shift our perspective on a situation. And again, when you're in that space and you're angry and you're in fight or flight, it's primal, and that part of you just doesn't want to let it go. So we have to honor that part of us before we can process and shift that. And sometimes people will try to force that out of you. Sometimes you may be watching other videos and they tell you to forgive. It's honorable, it's kind, it's a gift to yourself. No, it's not. Not until you can shift your perspective on it. It feels dishonoring and disingenuous when you don't do it from the right place and you don't honor yourself and process what you're feeling first. So if you haven't been able to forgive and you've tried to forgive, that's probably why. So let's keep going. So back to the side of the hand, take a deep breath and just repeat after me. Finally, somebody gets me and understands. I don't want to forgive them. They hurt me and they humiliated me. I really don't want to forgive them. What happened was wrong. And they haven't apologized. They don't feel bad. Why should I forgive them? Even though I really don't want to forgive them. And it feels powerful not to forgive them. I'm letting them take rent in my head. And if this lowers my vibration, I want to find a way to shift out of that and honor myself in this process. So on the inside of the eyebrow, I don't want to forgive them. It feels powerful not to forgive them. If I forgive them from this place, from this perspective, I feel like I'm lowering my sense of worth. It feels like I'm letting them get away with it. How can I honor myself and forgive them when they hurt me that way? They know what they did. They know better. Why should I be the one that has to forgive? I feel like the victim, and they look like the villain in my eyes. I'm angry and I don't want to forgive them. I don't want to see this differently. But what if they're a broken person? Hurt people hurt others. Jealous people hurt others. Insecure people hurt others. People with trauma hurt other people. Not healthy people. Maybe I was giving them too much credit. Maybe they're not healthy at all. Maybe they hurt me because they're not healthy. They probably hurt me because they're not healthy and they're broken themselves. If I'm being honest, they're probably insecure. If I'm being honest, they're probably feeling pretty broken. Healthy people don't treat people the way that they treat me or treat society. That's righteous victim mentality, to hurt somebody that way. I've never looked at it this way before. All that anger I'm feeling, it's starting to shift into just patheticness, or seeing them from a sad position. They're not what I thought they were. I can't make them feel guilt. I can't make them feel bad for what they did. But I can look at them differently. And when I look at them differently, then I could be open to forgiving. But I'm not there yet. I'm not done shifting how I see them or the situation. Doesn't make it right what they did to me. And I need to find another way to honor and validate myself. I need to find another way to empower myself and to raise myself up. People rarely ever hurt somebody on the downside. They're usually jealous of people that are above them, and they hurt people above them. I'm hurt by these people's behavior. I'm hurt by this person's behavior because my standard is too high for them. What if I lowered my standard and I expected less of them? I see them as less. I thought they knew better. I thought they had my values. I thought they had better values. But maybe they're just broken people. Really broken people. A really broken person. It's a really broken person that hurt me. That is a really broken person that hurt me. That is a really broken person that hurt me. And I want to forgive myself for not seeing that. It felt like that person had power over me, and not forgiving them was my power. But shifting my perspective regarding who they are and how I see them, that's my power. I'm lowering my standard. And I'm looking at them differently. It's sad that someone would treat someone that way or do those things. They don't know any better. They're not better than that. If they were, they would have apologized by now or done things different. Hurt people hurt others. Insecure people hurt others. Jealous people hurt others. Take a deep breath. I know that was a really long sequence we went through, but sometimes we've got to really process the emotions that we're having in order to get past all of the gunk and get all of that gunk out. So I want you to really hone in on that person that really hurt you, right? And we really want to look at them different, because one of the things that happens in forgiveness is we see things from this perspective, right? We're seeing it from here, and this is what we're seeing, right? And then we're told to forgive from this place. That feels really vulnerable. It feels yucky. And what happens is it feels like they're actually above us and we're lower than them. And it feels like we're saying we're not worth standing up for ourselves. But what happens is when we start to raise ourselves up, or pull them down and actually see them as broken people, hurt people, hurting other people, or people, and lowering our standards and just seeing them in a different light, forgiveness becomes a natural byproduct, because we see a situation different. We see the person different. We're like, oh, that makes sense why. Once we get more of the picture, once we have a different perspective on the situation, we are in a much, much better place to forgive. I hate that old saying, oh, forgiveness is a gift to you. Not from here, it's not. Not from here, it's not. It is when you raise yourself up and you can look at it from a different floor. But when you're looking at it from the ground level and you can't see it from a higher perspective, it doesn't feel like a gift. And that's where it becomes really hard to do. So we want to really allow ourselves to just kind of shift out of seeing them in the way that we were seeing them before and move into that different emotional state. So we're going to finish this up. Even though I can't forgive them fully yet, I understand why now, and I want to love and forgive myself. Even though I couldn't forgive them up until now, I choose to love and forgive myself. I didn't understand why I couldn't forgive. I felt like something was wrong with me. But nobody explained it to me this way. And boy, does this make sense. Even though I couldn't forgive, I love knowing that I can look at things different. I love knowing I can heal this and let it all go. I'm open to the possibility when I'm done shifting my perspective on this, I can forgive. I'm not quite there at forgiving them yet. It hurts what they did. I held them to a higher standard. I had respect for them. I felt like they loved me or liked me. And it really hurts what they did. I forgot that other people are hurting and have their own traumas, and that everyone's broken. And I probably triggered them somehow. I triggered them somehow. Maybe there was some jealousy. Maybe they looked at my life, looked at me, and they hurt me because they were hurting inside. And if they could just make me feel a little bit less, they would feel a little bit more. But I'm taking my power back. And I'm making them smaller in my mind. They're just a hurt person that hurts others because they don't know how to work through their trauma. Maybe they need this tapping video too. In fact, once I've processed this a few times, I'm open to the possibility I could pass this on to them and they could really benefit from it. All this pain and hurt I'm holding on to, I'm not going to let it go completely yet if I don't want to, but I could. I love knowing as I shift my perspective, I can forgive. naturally, as a natural byproduct. I love that. I love knowing I can forgive as a natural byproduct, not being forced to or having to, but seeing things from a new light, a new angle, changes everything. When I change my perspective, everything changes. I don't know about you, but I feel lighter. Please share with me in your comments below how you're feeling, what you got from this. I'm going to make a second part to this video. This is a lot and a lot to process. You may be a little bit emotional after this. You may be crying. You may be looking at the person different. The goal of this session today was taking you from, you're facing this angle, right? And this is all you can see, and you're feeling like you got to forgive, but you can't see things different, and you can't see things different. You can't forgive. So we're shifting. Now we're facing a new angle. And as we face this new angle, we can see things we couldn't before. And when you see the person different, when you see the situation different, when you have a different perspective, forgiveness becomes a natural byproduct from this. I remember the day that I discovered this and I started writing this down. I'm like, I understand forgiveness differently now. And I've always hated that thing of people saying, oh, forgiveness is a gift to you. Not from that perspective. I believe forgiveness is a gift to you when you can look at it different and you no longer feel like the victim, but you can actually understand that hurt people hurt other people. And we can allow ourselves to honor ourselves by finding a new armor, finding new love for ourselves, finding healing as that byproduct of looking at the other person different. I hope you love this session. I hope this was really powerful for you. I hope you can share it with another person. Tap along with it again. Again, share with me whatever came up with you for this. If it helped you or anything that you want me to include in the next tapping regarding this, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have an amazing day, and I will talk to you guys all soon.